And there are real limits to what they can actually do. Friend, let's not beat around the bush here. The thing is, I told you, I'm just not interested in scrambling for the legacy. This has all become a bad debt thanks to the cans. You have no idea how difficult these people are to deal with. But it'll just quietly float off. That's not fair, right? I have but only one goal. The family's front door is like a high wall. And to tear the whole thing down, I'll have to dig out a few Now we have our chance. So long as we can get to the truth behind her death, we can have justice for Robin. Truly a once-in-a-blue-moon opportunity. This tragic news would be extremely bad for the family. So they'll be doing, but I trust that there are still a few factions that remain exceptions. You get to find out really what happened and seek justice. And I get to... Don't worry, just head back and talk things over with your companion. That navigator is really smart. Oh, and take this. A thorough investigation can always use a little more funding. Don't mention it. So long, friend. I really am looking forward to
Aventurine just sauntered off.
What now? What are your plans?
Black Swan. What is she thinking?
On the surface, this doesn't look like a bad deal for you. But he doesn't know about Miss Firefly yet. But, judging by your reaction, he may have noticed something going on. And deliberately... That's quick thinking and very sound logic. Leaving it up to fate. It's just how that gambler thinks. Anyway, be careful out there. There's more than one way to blaze a trail. As for the other questions... Two victims appearing one after the other in a very short time span. Two possibilities. The collapse of Penacony's dreamscape has started speeding up, making death if someone has chosen these victims deliberately. First, a stowaway. Sorry, I can't answer that question. That ranger is Shvad without a doubt. She's the most special. I'm not sure the two cases were committed by the same culprit, but that massive wound. Plus, it seems unlikely that there would be... It's all happened so quickly, I can only make conjecture. After... Come, this way. It's a short walk. Don't get lost. This way. This is where we... Unfortunately, the remembrance doesn't lie. But follow your heart, and don't be afraid. We all walk... hold on just a sec. There you go. A small parting gift. If one day you unfortunately fall into the deep water... I also pay great attention to the ways of the world. Just think of this as an apology. Then, I've something private to take care of. What fascinating memories will you bring for me next time we meet?
A family rep. Is Himiko okay?
Well, isn't this a dream? Why am I still so short?
So much has happened.
Better unsheath that blade now, Ranger.
Do you still dream, Hunter? Of those slain by your hand?
It appears the
You're still alive. You still have room to make a choice. Leave the music.
choice.
Fatora's fire demon. Even if you sacrifice your life.
Ranger, you tread the night. We come from the fire and are born bathed in fire. This burning forms the entire life of a fire demon. From
Your companions don't seem to think so. They
where are my children? And just as I was, but my flames are faint. And time is running out.
Why?
Because on the path they have forged, Emanator, you cannot hide your true identity. Destruction is intense, but brief. Too cravenly.
Even if the answer turns out to be your own.
What is important is not the answer, but that it exists. Just as even sweet dreams may be born of the void, there's...
All right.
You shall witness the most brilliant and intense...
A bottomless dream. This blade remains in its scabbard not out of pity or scorn. It's a person. I'll reveal the truth to you. The hunt. May death be the end of your boundless, guiding you back to the waking world. I still see them in my dreams. Hold it. Your time hasn't come yet. I've seen many clever disguises that can conceal appearances, but they can never cover up who a person really is. You had no desire to kill the Trailblazer. You only did what you did to drive me and the Memo Keeper away, but... Did Destiny's slave make you do it?
You know, Elio.
I thought this is just the kind of thing that'd get written into you.
My script has always been brief. Other than that, anything beyond, he knows my nature. There is but a single destiny. However, you appear to be ignorant.
Not your enemy, perhaps.
That's not what...
I don't deserve your curiosity. Loners wandering the cosmos always have their secrets. Take me. I've also... Maybe I can help.
What reason?
I tend to forget things. Which is why I know who is inside that cold armor. How about it? Ready to take off that armor and...
It's not yet. I don't need help. But I can give you... If your goal is the Watchmaker's legacy, then go look into the family.
Already on it.
And the Astral Express is no enemy of yours.
I know that. I just never expected to hear you say it. What's next then? The Trailblazer's been taken by Black Swan. Will you go look for him?
No need for that. No harm in mentioning that Elio's only given me one I tried settling this in an easier and more direct way. But as you can see,
The so-called impossible is merely something that is yet... That's it. Before we... Is there anything else in your script about me?
Unfortunately, not a thing came up.
I knew it.
Hang on.
Don't. What?
Your first question was... Do you... I don't. Never have. I was born without the ability to dream. I live so...
Is that so? Then you're already living in the waking world.
We heard about Miss Firefly from Black Swan.
I'm sorry.
Reality cruises on in serenity, while under... Stay strong, everyone. We can still do what we can for them. Starting with...
Let's recap everything then. The Trailblazer just reminded me of something. March, do you...
Indeed, we trust that the Nameless has nothing to do with this. And we also beg each of you to help assist the family in verifying the identity of the deceased.
Looking back, he seemed a little evasive at the time. And he also failed to mention anything about...
The family's planning on covering up all news about Miss Robin's death. If news gets out...
But the murder that followed closely after was obviously beyond their anticipation. The family had to try and turn things to their advantage by bringing in reinforcements.
It may also be that Miss Firefly's murder had so many witnesses that it couldn't be covered up. So they went with the flow and let more people on the scene to control the situation. After all, the nature of the two murders is fundamentally different. The family's first...
Indeed. He was particularly concerned about that.
Are we missing the forest for the trees here? I always felt that Aventurine's reasons for accusing Miss Acheron were high...
At this point, I'm afraid the only ones we can trust...
Look, let's try to gather intel first and then list all the possible outcomes we can. Then we go through them, eliminating contradictions one by one. The fewer facts I've still got this sense of foreboding. It's like we're stuck in a world.
This time we're playing the role of a real detective. But before we start...
As I see things, the family harbors no ill will towards the Astral Express. If they didn't trust the crew, they wouldn't have casually come. Plus, this is the family's turf. As for that Aventurine, well...
He's complex. He deliberately slow-played his hand during negotiations while he appealed convincingly to both reason and emotion. Still, it's good to have contacts among all this uncertainty. Aventurine showed his skills, and as far as our interests are aligned, we also need to keep a certain distance from the family. Never let them get too close. Teaming up with the IPC helps balance that out. If either side makes a move, we have the option.
So you suggest accepting...
Yes. It's risky, but we can only wait until...
I get why, but there's a whole lot of bad guys and girls around here, and I'm worried about getting stabbed in the back. You we can just turn the tables and use him instead.
Then, could you please reply to Aventurine?
Looks like Aventurine is happy with this outcome. Let's tell everyone about it.
I hope it's not too soon to bring it up. But I feel like because aren't we supposed to be inside a dream? Whenever I see the grand... No. After all, they've brought everyone's still having a great time out there on the streets. Aw, what a mess. But then I...
This be considered the majestic hall of art?
I really love clock.
Aventurine said something that concerns me. He accused that Galaxy Ranger of killing Robin without any evidence whatsoever, but said it was a groundless accusation, which only serves to... Maybe Aventurine's goal was never to gain our trust. Maybe he wanted... However, I asked Don Hung back on the Express to confirm that story. You've met her many times now. What's... That fits the stereotype of her eccentric, unpredictable, and...
Aventurine's goal is to try and recapture Penacony for IPC. The existence of death will be covered up by the family. So how does he plan on taking... He's definitely going for the family, and it's just a matter of how. The harmony is strong. An attack on the hotel guests? Unlike... Aventurine has devoted considerable attention. I was also considering... I'm just speculating. He's clearly a born...
Looks like Aventurine doesn't need anything else. Let's...
Among our current clues, the two murders that... One thing I'm curious about is... If a person dies in a dream, what happens to them in real life?
How about we split off into two groups? There are...
Worth focusing on.
Huh? Aw, I thought I'd finally get to see...
I will. Honored guest, could you come out for a second?
I'd be embarrassed too, getting stared at like that.
Forgive me. My name is Welt Yang. I'm one of the crew members on the Astral Express.
Welt.
Is there something about my name?
First, don't you want to know my name?
I already do, Miss Acheron. You're a prominent figure in Penacony.
What are they saying about me?
Some claim that you're the real culprit behind these murders. That the Annihilation Gang's tragic fate at the banquet was a result of your blade. And...
The Annihilation Gang?
Ifrit of Everflame Mansion.
Tragic fate. That Duke turned his dying body to flames and sacrificed his life as a martyr. He was a determined and heroic pathstrider. Not even a villain should be disparaged like this. And what's more, there were plenty of suspects invited. Do they really think that a blade is more dangerous than that black hole you're wielding?
Keen intuition. Not even the family managed to point out the truth behind this cane. So you must surely know, Miss Acheron, that peering into a black hole is not a wise move. As a potential threat, your knowledge of us has reached uncomfortable depth. Reveal your true identity and intentions. Otherwise, brace yourself for gravitational disintegration.
That shouldn't be necessary. But if it makes the Nameless feel less defensive, I'll be happy to abide. Believe it or not, Galaxy Ranger, Acheron, those are the names I go by to this very day. My trip, I'm here for the Watchmaker's legacy. And that's it.
Still unwilling to reveal your true identity?
It's not that I don't want to. It's just that I can't. I've come so far, and I can't sum up all of that. Everyone has their own unspeakable past. Secrets that they don't want to be revealed. And I won't be asking any more questions, such as why the Astral Express is roaming around the cosmos with a Stellaron on board. Is he okay? That memo keeper didn't do anything, right?
He's fine. Let's stick with the topic. Gaining my trust all depends on how much you're willing to reveal.
I've run around many different Penacony dreamscapes just to try and find that legacy. And during this period, I came into contact with quite a few guests. In the process, I gradually came to realize the secret of Penacony may be closely related to the Trailblaze. That's why I've come to ask for your help. I don't have enough proof yet, but I'd like to speculate something. The source of all tragedy lies within the family. If you could trust me, we could find the proof to support this claim together. Mr. Yang, I think you've come to the same conclusion.
Let's leave it at that. For now, I'll choose to believe that you bear no hostility. Share your findings with me and me alone. I don't want vague conjecture to interfere with other people's judgments before we find solid proof.
Mm-hmm. By the way, would you like something to drink? Before we go, how about 2 cups of Wake the Heck Up? Because the conversation coming up will last forever.
I've been watching her closely for a while now, and the first invitation was in the banquet hall of the hotel. She just sat in one corner, keeping silent, chugging down a couple cups of Wake the Heck Up. I told her it's a pungent, bitter beverage, not the taste of sweet drink.
Really? But I don't taste any different.
The guest rooms are charmingly minimalist. An aesthetic you share, Miss Acheron. It's a cinch, this music box. The invitation received by the Annihilation Gang. You see, memories of you are not yours alone. They travel in other people, other things. I know much, and I can predict even. The Annihilation Gang, that band of desperados who all disappeared after meeting you. What exactly happened to them? Well...
Gradation 12. Dreams.
Well done, Dubra.
There it is. It's hazy, but it's Ifrit's voice. The other one, this is the residual memory from when the invitation was first delivered. They were abruptly interrupted. Then, what happened next is...
They sought refuge in the land of sleep. Children of the flame, this.
She won't be necessary. I alone.
When have those?
The Everflame Mansion has set out on a journey. Those poor people, they have no idea what lies in wait ahead of them. Memory recovery is going well, but slowly. She'll be here soon, and time is short. There's nobody else here, so there's no need to be delicate. In fact, I think I'd better go all out. What happened? The memory after that is blank. How is that possible? This music box fell into Acheron's hands, and she brought it to Penacony. That's a fact, and that's how it should have gone. But it's like it's been erased. Who's done this?
Who are you? Who are you?
It's... No. Is this not a memory?
Oh, a memo keeper. Do you serve the Garden of Recollection? Or the Cremators? My name is Constance. A pleasure to meet you. We were supposed to meet in Penacony and spend an unforgettable time together. But that seems unrealistic. Dahlia's not welcome on the banquet star, and I don't need a coming-of-age ceremony. And you? I know what... Want her secret? I can give it to you, and then you can enjoy the banquet for me. I wish you unforgettable memories.
Oh. A phone. Wanna listen in?
A few days ago, the IPC made an announcement. Under the watchful guidance of the Marketing Development Department, and in accordance with the Interstellar Peace Charter, the independent Sigonian sovereignty has hereby been established. And the formation of the Sigonian sovereignty is of great historical significance to the Sigonia system. This move puts an end to the planet's long and bloody...
Sigonia 4 is located in an unclaimed zone at the intersection of the Denise, Prothean, and Dorneau star clusters. The planet's surface environment... This is why very few intelligent species have made this planet their home, dividing themselves into several tribes to eke out nomad lifestyle.
Sigonia. Sigonia. Land of rock, but not water. Lightning, but not rain. You promised us a land of honey, yet yoked us beneath a sword of bitterness. When you took his father, my child was still sleeping in my belly. I don't ask for a peaceful death. Just for you to tell me. Does the big... Otherwise...
Mommy! 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 The rain! It's raining!
Raining? Raining!
It is raining! It's true! Those Outworlders weren't lying to us. They really did summon the rain.
Back home. Darling, listen. Such a lucky child. May the goddess keep your blood. Let your journey and your schemes forever concealed. Welcome.
Time to wake up, gambler.
Oh, heavens. I must have drunk too much Soul Glad. Didn't expect you to be back so soon.
Just as you guessed. Nobody outside knows about Robin's death. There aren't even baseless conspiracy theories. They're still streaming the rehearsal for her ceremony, using a stand-in, I guess. They must be dreaming.
Of course. Who could imagine that death would actually descend upon the idyllic dream created by the family? Let alone that the victim would be the female lead of the Charmony Festival. To be honest with you, I didn't believe it. I even tested it a few times myself, until I discovered that I couldn't actually die. Whenever there's any danger, I'm forced awake by the dream pool, and that's why I'm convinced that there are a few big secrets lurking behind the scenes.
Then you must have heard about the Memory Zone meme. When I graciously deigned to establish connections with the Oak family on your behalf, they were quite in a pitiful state of disarray. Besides Robin, there was another body. I don't know the exact details, just that it was a stowaway.
2 murder cases? I told you something seemed off about the Nameless. This murderer is a psycho. And I have to say, the case does represent an opportunity. We can leverage the family's malfeasance and let the IPC use this as a reason to intervene. It's just that their trickery runs deeper than I thought. Robin's stand-in was all ready to go. What should we do? Let me think. It's too rare an opportunity to miss out on, so I gotta be careful.
Incredible, gambler. Have you already exhausted your limited repertoire of tricks so soon?
There are plenty of chips, but it'd be best to choose carefully. The most straightforward has to be Robin. Robin is what she calls the mute. She has lost her voice, and while most people can't pick up on it, you and I cannot mistake that sound. Not produced by any voice box. If that girl hadn't gone hoarse from singing practice, there'd only be one possibility. Something was up with the family. But she died.
A complete and utter loss. Incidentally, it seems to have resulted in your rather undignified arrival. There were eyewitnesses at the scene, and the family, in their graciousness, has tentatively accepted your alibi.
Well, things aren't looking too optimistic, Doctor. I'm starting to break out in a cold sweat.
A probability? Yes, it exists, but it verges on the infinitesimal. To phrase it in a manner more befitting the vernacular of Penacony, you're dreaming. But if you simply can't control yourself and want to try your hand, then there just so happens to be a suitable candidate. That man wants to see you again.
Who?
Sunday.
Is this a public hearing or a private trial?
If it were the former, it would hardly befit my stature to stoop to the role of a mere messenger.
Fine. Well, that's great. It's all great. You see, the dead can't talk, but the living can. Ratio, I'm convinced now that there must be something wrong inside the family. Oh, just you wait and see. That man's sister has died. He can't sit on his hands. Well, without any further ado, let's set off. Lead the way.
We're here. The Dewlight Pavilion is the Oak family's fortress and a place where heads...
Fortress? I like this metaphor. I dealt with the warlords of the Amanicus star system not long ago.
This mansion nominally belongs to Sunday and is very befitting of its owner. Without his express invitation, the likes of ordinary guests would never grace these grounds in their lifetimes. Look around while you still have this moment of freedom.
Hey, Doc, whose side are you on anyway?
Who's to say I won't sell you out?
We'll see. When we meet the authoritarian master of the Oak family, I'll pry an answer out of him.
Follow me and I'll bring you to his parlor. Hold your tongue and let me deal with the member.
That's a place of business. No entry.
I was requested by Mr. Sunday to bring him the
Oh, I remember you. Veritas Ratio. You're...
Excuse me?
The one on your head. Of course, it's nothing compared to mine.
Right, and as I mentioned...
That's because you can't see it. Like I say, only family can see the glory of the
It seems like the idiot...
A dead end?
The door is shut tight. Looks like we're on our own.
I mean, there isn't a door. How did you...
For security reasons, the family built the administrative site deep in the dreamscape. On the previous occasion, an attendant named Kona had gone to the...
Well, maybe we should do the same. Let's go.
Time for the main event.
Keep up!
Nap time.
The mood is set. Let the show begin! Spend freely. Dreams do come true.
Time for the main event.
Turn it up!
Ready to lose yourself?
You can fight it, or rock with it!
That'll take.
Sure, I'll play along. The dice have been cast. Bust. Or maybe I'll take it all. Let's improvise.
Time for the main event.
Keep up!
6 nightingales facing in different directions. They are.
How can nightingales be so huge? They look more like...
There are no eagles in the 5 families, only nightingales.
Just as I thought.
A truly miraculous discovery. Perhaps I...
Really?
I was being sarcastic. Can't you tell?
Oh, impressive.
Do you need me to remind you? We're in a dreamscape. No matter how grand the mansion looks, it'll...
Yeah, you're right. The only way to destroy the family is death. The sun...
Hold on.
Huh? What's...
No, but this...
My friend?
It's a trial. You got to prove... If I'm not wrong, we need to find a way to open this door in the hall or...
Oh.
Get serious. I've no time for games.
Wow. That's an enormous sandpit. I'd love to build a tall building for myself. Well... Oh, look.
There wasn't a gap before.
Well, with your brilliant mind, you shouldn't have any trouble
Of course. Let's look around. When I see it, I will know it.
Fine. Fine. Why do I feel that we're pursuing a degree in burglary now? Hedge your bets. Stay in step. Dreams do come true. The mood is set. Let the show begin!
Time for the main event.
Turn it up.
Ready to lose yourself?
You can fight it or rock with it.
Spend freely. Take your positions. Let's improvise.
That'll take more than enough time.
Keep up. That's it.
Watch your head. I hit the mark.
Found it. This is it.
Sure, I'll play along. Stay in step. Dreams do come true.
Time for the main event.
Turn it up.
Time for a shot.
No dirty. I hit the mark. Feeling lucky. I hit the mark. It's on me. The dice have been cast. Bust. Or maybe I'll take it all. Let's improvise.
This song's for you.
Mood is set. Let the show begin.
Keep up.
That'll take enough time.
Spend freely.
Ready to lose yourself?
You can fight it or rock with it.
Did the rhythm get messed up?
Pretty good crowd today.
Fortune follows luck, just like it always does. Huh. And the nameplate reads Gulliver's Arch. Well, I'm amazed you can remember something this...
If I were you, I would shut my mouth. It's why...
Oh, this reminds me of one of those building toys. You know, with the blocks. I've never played them. Oh, look. The gap is closed. Oh, good.
Indeed.
Oh, Doctor, you're cute. Actually, I think we could make this work for us. Just find a way to slip me into Sunday's college. Oh, fine. Let's find a way to open the door.
Hello! Welcome to the Golden I Am an Oak Soldier. I will be here to guide you.
And tell me about...
Hello! I am an Oak Soldier. Model. Happy to be please look. Model.
What's up with that? Now the family's toys are trying to frame me? I didn't do a thing to it, Doc. You've got to be my witness. Oh, capsule machine. So, I was right. These models have interiors that look exactly like the real buildings. The only difference is that no one lives in them. Funny that Sunday puts a miniature that makes him seem like a giant by comparison, right where he can see it first thing in the morning. Insecure much? It's on me. Dreams do come true.
Pretty good crowd today. Turn it up.
That'll take more than nap time.
Hedge your bets. Spend freely.
Keep up.
That.
Sure, I'll play.
Ready to lose yourself? You can fight it. Or rock with it.
Still the same one. Mood is set. Let the show begin. I hit the mark. Stay in step.
This song's for you.
Oh, one of the fragments flew upstairs. I'll need to use the pinball machine to flick myself up there. But it's tough. Oh, great. Doc!
There's no need to yell. I can hear you. The pinball machine. Finally, a moment of peace.
For the theater of the mediocre.
Did the rhythm get messed up? Let's improvise.
I'm okay.
Turn it up.
I'm okay.
Got the defense?
Pretty good crowd today.
Keep up.
Take your positions.
Turn it up.
Ready to lose yourself?
You can fight it or rock with it.
That'll take nap time.
I'm asking questions. Got the defense?
Dreams do come true. The mood is set. Let the show begin.
Song.
Time for a shot. Just a little something. And nothing else.
Ready to jam.
Stay in step. Let's improvise.
Naughty child. Nap time.
Pretty good crowd today.
Keep up.
Ready to lose yourself?
You can fight it or rock with it.
That's it. Pleasant moments of solitude are always fleeting.
Oh, you're back. Just... Thanks, Doc. Horatio, you should come in here and take a look. The view here is breathtaking. Honestly, you could easily... Hold on. Piece of cake. And the joyous tour of Toy City has come to an end. Makes me feel sad. Penacony isn't all bad, right? I'll use this interesting experience as a talking point at the poker table.
It's a pity you made it out of the sandpit alive. Sunday is just beyond this door.
Yeah, only I believe.
Tell me about your
I don't have a plan. I'll just play it.
Looks like sincerity.
Am I not sincere enough? There's no need to emphasize it. We've got to make, and I'll help him find the murderer.
On what basis do you believe he's incapable?
Simple. Because that murderer could very well... That was just an excuse, good doctor. There's something wrong with that woman. We need... Moreover, I need to know her identity. If I'm lucky. But honestly, the murder case is likely unrelated. We'll see. Using Robin's death as a bargaining chip, if the chance of winning is just beyond this door...
Ah, the charming audacity. To think that you...
3 chips are enough. All or nothing.
It seems my puzzles are too effortless for you, IPC Ambassador.
I appreciate your words. And I see you put a lot of effort into welcoming me, Mr. Sunday.
Well, this isn't an invitation, but a summoning. Before we speak, I need to test your character. I imagine this knowledgeable doctor friend of yours has been of great help, yes?
Certainly. You ought to know this better than I do.
Yes, the doctor has assured me of your noble character. He considers you, like himself, a virtuous person who can be trusted by the family. I have come to know you very well as a person, Mr. Aventurine. You're diligent, generous, and willing to cooperate. The fact that you succeeded in overcoming many obstacles just to meet me. But there's one thing I must ask you. That is, you've used your wisdom at the wrong place to meet the wrong person.
You don't look too well. Am I making you? If not, then it means I'm on your side.
If I wasn't mistaken, you'd just made a serious accusation against.
No, you weren't mistaken. For depravity is creeping in around you. There's no need for us to be evasive. Let's talk about your sister. Your sister's talent is unrivaled in the world of show business. Who could be responsible for this? Many suspect the culprit. Now your noble status has become a shackle, preventing you from apprehending the murderer and avenging your sister's death. You're feeling but don't worry.
I'm immensely honored by your concern for me, Mr. Aventurine, since you're so selfless and generous.
Well, naturally, you wouldn't incur any loss from this. I just want to reclaim what is mine.
The box in which the
That's right.
Cornerstone. I've heard it's a treasured asset of the Strategic Investment Department. A sacred stone that seals the Preservation Emanator, granting significant power. And for an object so precious, it probably...
Well, I'm sure you're aware of the high level of risk I'll be undertaking to bring the...
Mr. Aventurine, when you're out and about, do you always make adjustments to your appearance? Your tie should be on the center line. Your shirt must not protrude from your vest.
Of course.
But I don't, because it's not appropriate to do so in public. I'm not the kind that takes risks. The cornerstone must be...
No room for negotiation.
Please, don't let me turn you down twice.
Sure. The gift money is good enough. I suppose you wouldn't mind that. After all,
You compromised quicker than I thought. Unfortunately, it's a gambler that needs a bargaining chip, not a merchant. The fact that you can decisively forsake the box you asked for, What exactly is stored in it? Oh, triple-faced soul, please sear his tongue and palms with a hot iron, so that he will not be able to fabricate lies and make fault.
What have you done?
Under the light of the harmony, all wickedness is revealed. I implore them to shed their light, and I'll ask you questions on their behalf. Next, you have 113 seconds to prove your innocence and gain my trust.
And if I refuse to answer?
You can try, and we'll see if the harmony rejects you. Question: do you own a cornerstone?
Yes.
What a simple answer. You, too, understand that idle chatter leads only to poverty. Did you hand over the cornerstone to the family when you entered Penacony?
Yes.
Does the cornerstone you handed over to the family belong to you?
Yes.
Is your cornerstone in this room right now?
Yes.
Is your memory free from any kind of tampering or deletion, encompassing but not restricted to the techniques of the Garden of Recollection?
Yes.
Are you an Avgin from Sigonia?
Yes. You even know about that?
Do the Avgins have any ability to read, tamper with, or manipulate one's own or another's mind?
No. Does it matter?
Do you love your family more than yourself?
Yes.
All the Avgins were killed in a massacre. Am I right?
No.
Are you your clan's sole survivor?
Perhaps.
Do you hate and wish to destroy this world with your own hands?
I don't know.
Interesting. Now, the final question. Can you swear that at this very moment, the Aventurine stone is safe and sound in this box?
Of course.
Looks like we can get an answer. Open it, Mr. Aventurine. It's your last chance to defend your honor. Please. Are these what you're looking for? Since you came as promised, learned doctor, does this mean that you are willing to take the side of the family in this farce?
What makes you think you can convince me?
I've heard you haven't enjoyed Mr. Aventurine's company. I also understand that you're an avid learner who sees the pursuit of knowledge above all.
In that case, you ought to realize that a competent scholar knows their position and wouldn't forsake more vital matters for the sake of petty pride.
If you agree to assist the family, I'll share our research findings on the Stellaron. You must be quite aware that, besides the family, no other faction is willing to share such information.
Cut to the chase. What do you need from me?
I need Mr. Aventurine's comprehensive plan.
Haven't you confiscated his cornerstone? You can't expect a featherless bird to take flight.
But I've also heard the 10 elites in the Strategic Investment Department have united, progressing together in the interests of the IPC.
You'll have to speak more clearly than that.
The cornerstone, which Mr. Aventurine surrendered. Was it really his?
You question whether he would entrust you with someone else's cornerstone. The 10 Stonehearts aren't as united as you think.
But you know that he's a crazed gambler. The more vocal he is about it, the more cautious I must be.
I never imagined someone would share his way of thinking. Honestly, you should see a shrink. Bring it. The box containing the cornerstone is unique, and only IPC senior staff and related members can access it. But I
appreciate...
Unfortunately, your guess is...
The golden stone. Its color and glow are simple.
This is the very ruse he intends to use to fool you. He won't reveal to you that the 10 Stonehearts chisel their own will into the cornerstones, granting them an unparalleled radiance.
And this golden stone is also known as a topaz, not a venturine. And it belongs to Topaz.
So, do you wish to confront him?
Not at the moment. I'm more interested to know the location of his cornerstone.
The safest place somewhere you'd never think of. Because he never intended to hide it. In fact, that cornerstone has been in your hands from the very beginning.
I see. This bag. Mixing a cornerstone, more precious than life itself, with a bunch of worthless...
Then he makes up some trivial excuse, downplaying the matter, and requests the gift money. This is a gamble, one he's all too familiar with, betting on your single misstep, leading to a total loss.
Learned doctor, I am grateful for your help. The family will surely reward a righteous person like you. As for the villain, I hope he retreats in humiliation. It was all thanks to your friend with a keen eye that I could add a blot of utter failure to your storied career.
Ratio, you wretch.
Finally shown your true colors, huh? Oh, and just to remind you, you currently only have 17 system hours left to live. Treasure your remaining time, and savor...
You might as well explain yourself a little more clearly.
What I performed on you just now was the Harmony's consecration. You were to show allegiance beneath the illumination of their grace. Yet you acted willfully, uttering nothing but falsehoods, transforming the consecration into a trial.
Is this what the Harmony represents? Is it built upon constraint and coercion?
You misunderstand, Mr. Aventurine. Punishment is meant for the irreverent, but I have seen your resilient spirit, and thus I offer you the possibility of a new beginning. Throughout these 17 system hours, you will be unable to escape the dreamscape or contact any of your companions. You only have 2 paths before you, and it all depends on whether you can complete my test within the time limit. Should you succeed, you will be able to coalesce into the Harmony and be with your family. If you fail, you will suffer the wrath of the Eternal Centurion and fall into an abyss of doom.
Sounds like I'm gonna end up the same either way.
I indeed do need a servant to help me uncover the evil hidden in the family from an external perspective. I will purge the evil from the inside and bring the real culprits to justice within 17 system hours. When the time comes, compare your findings with mine. If both our findings align, or if you can provide me more insights, then they will truly be able to grant you mercy and honesty.
Shameless hypocrites. You took everything from me and still demand the truth? That isn't fair. Your carnival reeks with the stench of cash. Nothing is achievable without it.
This is meant to be an act of personal virtue, not requiring the family's support. Your bag is over there. Do as you please. I believe you can trade this bag of worthless jewels for everything you need. Off you go, Mr. Aventurine. You are free. I will wait here.
This meeting isn't an interrogation or a negotiation. It's an outright execution.
Why would I do that, Mr. Aventurine? I'm just wondering what a passerby who stumbled upon a scene of a murder could have found out. That's all. By the way, before you go, I have a personal question.
What is it now?
Do you truly wish to bring about the destruction of this world?
Kakavasha! Where did you go? Oh,
I got it back, sister.
You went to look for them? That's too dangerous. It's just a necklace. It's neither food nor water. We can survive without it. But I can't live without you, little brother. Promise me not to look for those catechins again, okay?
Sister, don't be afraid. The catechins are fools, but I'm smart. I played a game with them, and I won.
Won? What happened exactly?
I made a bet with them. The two birds in the desert and me. Who will die first? I won. They suspected me of cheating, but I didn't. I won fair and square.
Of course you'd win. You've always been a lucky child. Gaiathra Triclops must be watching over you. But that's no reason to push your luck by going up against those bloodthirsty, cruel catechins. Have you forgotten how Mom and Dad... Look, this is just...
I'm sorry, sister. I thought you'd be...
It is important, but not as important as you, my dearest brother. Pain and poverty are the trials of Gaiathra Triclops. She has also granted us a chance, and that's your good luck, Kakavasha. You're a child blessed by Gaiathra Triclops and can lead the clan to happiness. So always remember to protect yourself. Listen to me and swear to Gaiathra Triclops.
Okay, I will swear. But sister, if Gaiathra Triclops was really watching over us, then why did she not protect Dad when he was swept away by the quicksand? After all, Dad went to the Catechins' land only to prepare for Gaiathra Triclops' offerings. And where was Gaiathra Triclops when Mom was shivering in our arms? Mom was still pleading for Gaiathra Triclops' forgiveness under her breath. Sister, everyone praises me for being smart, but I don't get it. Then how bad were our sins? So much so that we were born in this world of death?
Excuse me.